said yes! Congratulations! I'm Amina Lutfi. I'm a professional organizer, and I am passionate about wedding planning. Would you believe, you won't believe, all 3 of my children were married the same year. Not only that, I helped to organize all of those weddings, one of which was a destination wedding in Costa Rica. As a professional organizer, I learned a great deal about wedding planning. I'm going to share all of the details with you, the ins and outs, the ups and downs, the goods and the bads. I'm going to share every morsel with you. Stay tuned to the end because you could win a beautiful wedding journal that I personally designed. Today's segment is Makeup Artist Interview with my guest here. My guest is Blessing.
Blessing and Don.
Yes. And she has a lot of good information to share with you. It's a treat. She's a special guest. She has lots of experience. She has lots of experience with wedding makeup, which, as we know, wedding makeup is essential for your wedding. So I want to welcome Blessing. She's a professional, as I said, she's a professional makeup artist with tons of experience, years of experience, for beautifying brides for their very special day for their wedding. So Blessing, I want to begin by asking you a few questions that brides need to know. But before we do that, why don't you introduce yourself and tell everyone a little bit about you, just a little bit about you.
Thank you so much for having me. First of all, I am very excited to be here. Hi, guys. My name is Blessing Endon. I am the CEO of PB Style Makeup Artistry. I have been doing this for about 5 to 6 years. This year is actually going to make it my 6th year. So I'm very excited to be here discussing with you about the different questions. This is actually a great segment, especially weddings, because I am a fanatic of weddings. I love going to weddings, and I love giving any advice or help that anybody has, especially with makeup, because that is my specialty. So I'm excited.
So thank you. I want to thank you again for taking the time out to come and visit with us and share some really invaluable information with us for the brides. Okay, so we're going to get started.
Let's go ahead.
All right, so the first question I have is, weddings can be very expensive. What would you say to a bride who's planning her wedding and she will have professional photographs taken? However, she's thinking, because weddings are so expensive, they can, there's an average of over $30,000 for an extravagant wedding. She wants to save money, though, and she's thinking, well, maybe I'll save money by buying makeup over the counter, going to some of the, the stores, the regular retail stores, and just buying makeup, and the makeup is relatively inexpensive. And she's thinking, well, this is where I'll save money. So what do you have to say about that as a professional?
Honestly, first of all, I am not one to judge. I know what it's like to want to save money. I totally understand that. But however, it is your wedding day, and it's a very special time. So, as a makeup artist, I always like to let brides know, what? Keep a budget. Your makeup is very essential to your wedding memories. You're going to see those pictures for a very long time. But if you are, just set on wanting to do your own face and your own makeup, I would say go towards the really great brands that have great coverage. You know what I mean? And either way, you're going to spend a little bit of money, because now you want to do it yourself. You want to look great. Over-the-counter makeup, yes, it's great. Is it great for your wedding? I wouldn't advise it. Right. But are you asking if the bride specifically wants to just go ahead and do that route? If so, I would say make sure you look up proper makeup, proper makeups that can last you for a very long time for that day. 1. 2, you want to make sure that you actually know how to apply makeup. Right. If you do not know how to properly apply makeup for yourself, I would advise that you just keep a budget aside and actually hire a professional, because you want to look your best on that day. Right. Do some research to see, what brands will be able to last longer for you, especially because you want it to look great. But if you've not done makeup on a regular and know how to do your own face and have that experience, I would say please invest and put money aside for a professional.
Thank you. You know, I think you've already pretty much answered this question, but I have another question that really falls in line with what you just spoke on. Mm-hmm. So what are some of the benefits to actually hiring a professional makeup artist like yourself versus a do-it-yourself job?
Oh my gosh, there are lots and lots of benefits, and that's the reason why it is a little bit more expensive on your wedding day. Number one, your wedding day, you are already, the anxiety is on a high. You are going to be less stressed if you take out the money and just put that aside for a professional to take that stress off you. You don't want that stress to be showing on your pictures because it does show, and the makeup artist as well can feel the tension on you because people are calling you. You might be a little bit of a bridezilla on that day. You just want to be relaxed, feel like a princess, feel like a queen. It's your day. And when you budget that and keep that money aside for you on that day, you can just be relaxed and know that your makeup will be taken care of. Some people want to do it themselves but don't know how to properly apply their eyelashes, and it's falling off, and you're gonna cry on that day. You want to make sure you have the proper makeup, the proper products that are gonna make sure that's gonna stay and last long on your face. So please, saving time is a benefit. The stress taken off your back is a benefit. Making sure that your makeup is going to be long lasting is a benefit as well, and just having a happy, fabulous wedding day. That's the list of your worries for that day.
That's a special day.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you've kind of already touched on this a little bit, but what are some of the negative effects of poor makeup application, especially for wedding photographs? You spent a lot of money on photography for your wedding, and you decided to go the route of I'm going to do it myself. Absolutely. So what are some of the side effects or some of the negative things that can happen once you actually look at the actual photographs and you've actually done a do-it-yourself, or you got your girlfriend to just do the makeup for you?
There are tons of things that can go wrong, and that's just exactly what I was saying in the beginning as well. You want to know and have the proper information, and that's where I come in as a professional to know the proper, primers to put on your face, to make sure that your mascara is not going to be running on that day when you're crying and you're all emotional about what's going on. You want to make sure that you have, waterproof mascara instead of just using a regular over-the-counter mascara. You want to make sure that your foundation matches. That's another thing, because sometimes to you might look great, but when those pictures flash and the cameras flash, those pictures might not be looking great, and those are the kind of things you want to avoid on your special day. Another thing I would advise as well, and a lot of people go wrong with this, especially when they try to do their makeup themselves, is red lipstick. Red lipstick is a no-no on your wedding day.
So tell us about red lipstick. What's red lipstick is really kind of hot right now. It's really in.
It is in, but not on your wedding day. Why? Because you kind of want to be considerate of your groom as well. When they say you may kiss your bride, and he's reaching in for the kiss, and then it's you don't want to be having to have the smudges all over his face, and your teeth is a very important thing when you're smiling. So you guys might clash, and that's gonna get all over you. It's just a mess. It's just a messy. You want to avoid that on your day. So a lot of people are not aware of that. Another thing is, when you're crying and your mascara, gets all over your eyes, the type of eyeliner that you use is very important as well. So you want to make sure that's something that stays on your face. So there's so many ins and outs that I feel like makeup artists are aware of. When you're sweating, you want to make sure you have the proper blotting cloths and the proper primers to make sure that
so there's a lot that goes into actually, because we think pretty much I'll just get some makeup. Because you go into the retail stores and there's 2 and 3 counters or aisles with makeup, and you're thinking you can save money, but what you're sharing with us today is that you're not really saving. You're really to invest in with someone individual who has the skills, who is a professional. They can help you, and then at the end you'll be happy.
You'll be happy, and that's the most important thing. The thing you want to avoid, especially when it comes to your wedding day, is regret. You don't want to look at those pictures and be like, oh my God, you know what? I should have just put that extra, the extra amount of money. You don't want to, be angry anytime you see that. Oh my gosh, I thought I could do it myself. And I promise you, I've seen this happen so many times with brides that I work with. things might be very calm in the beginning, and it just goes absolutely crazy. Oh my God, this person didn't show up, and this hasn't been done, and the bride is running all over the place. If you are not properly prepared, all that will show on your wedding day pictures.
So I appreciate all the information you're sharing thus far for brides, because makeup is essential. We know that. Every bride wants to look absolutely beautiful. I don't like that. And having the proper makeup is really essential. So you've given some really good tips. I appreciate it. Okay, a few more questions. You good?
Yes.
All righty.
Go ahead.
So if I'm selecting, or a bride is selecting, she's planning for her wedding, and she's selecting a makeup artist. Where do you start? Lots of folks say, I can do it. I'm the makeup artist. Choose me. I'm the one. I'm the right one. How does one make a decision as to who's the right makeup artist?
Well, you definitely want to start by doing your research. You just don't want just anybody, touching your face. You want to make sure that your makeup artist has proper experience. I always go to, the booking website where I advertise my business is actually www.styleseat.com/PB Style Makeup Artistry. When you go on that website, it shows you a section for reviews where you can actually read up on other customers that I've had, what they think about my makeup. A lot of people use Instagram and social media as well. So that's like an outlet for you to go check out their pictures, see how their work has been. One important thing, especially for my business, is because I am very diverse. I work with all kinds of skin types. I work with different, races. I work with men. I work with women. So you want to make sure that whatever makeup artist that you pick is not just focused on just one skin type or one color. Everybody needs to be able to feel like, okay, if I have a bridesmaid that's white and a bridesmaid that's black, you can cater to both, right?
And a lot of individuals are very, a lot of wedding parties are very diverse at this point.
Absolutely. So that's something you need to think about, and it all comes from doing the proper research and actually calling them and asking them these questions. Would you be able to handle a large party? Can you handle, how much time will it take for, my makeup to get done? And be able to put all those things into consideration whenever you want to book somebody, because sometimes a lot of people are just starting out. They might not know, they might not know the proper foundation to use on your face and the proper foundation to use on somebody who may be Caucasian or Asian. So those are things that you should think about.
That's good to know. Those are really, really great tips. Thank you so much. So another question I have for you. Suppose... Now, I'm just going to... You guys, my name again is Amina, and I just want to keep it real. Blessing did my makeup, so I'm really very, very pleased. I think I look pretty, Anyway, okay. So what I want to say is, I told her initially when I interviewed her, I said, you know what, I really want a natural look. I'm not so much into, a lot of women, especially nowadays, I'm observing, wear makeup, even in the grocery store. I'm not one of those kind of persons. You might see me in the grocery store with flip-flops and sweats with a hoodie. But for this, but for this wedding segment, I really wanted to look, I wanted to look professional. I wanted to look glamorous. Let's call it what it is. And I called on Blessing. I did some interviewing. I checked out a few sites, and she spoke to me in terms of the actual. Reviews that she got. I actually talked with her. I told her I wanted a natural look, and I think she's done a really good job. So the question I have of Blessing related to that is, suppose a bride says, I really want a dramatic look, or I want a natural look, or I want I want lashes, or I don't want lashes. So how do you respond to that?
Okay, so when it comes to a bride, I usually have a consultation with them before their wedding day. Kinds of questions that I like to ask, because I have to be prepared as well. So I like to know exactly how many, parties, how many people are going to be needing the makeup on that day. I want to make sure that my bride has ample amount of time to be able to do her makeup. And then, when it comes to the bridesmaids, they're not going to be needing as much attention as she would. So I need to put that into, the balance of their time and all that. Two, I need to know exactly, like you had mentioned before, the kind of look that she would want. Some people actually might like a dramatic look on their wedding day. But
that's right.
But even with that, you still need to have the experience to know that when she says dramatic, she's not really going for like a, like a really bold. I don't know if you're familiar with Nicki Minaj and how she has her lashes really long and all that.
Yes.
She might just really just want an extra pop of color. Some bridesmaids might be wearing her bridesmaids might be wearing purple,
right?
And she might just want to incorporate purple into her eyeshadow and things like that. So I kind of have to, discuss with her and advise her and say, hey, you know what? Instead of having to go with like a green as your eyeshadow, let's bring it a little bit down and mix it a little bit with some browns and add a little bit of lime green and, adjust it for the bride. Work with them, learn their personality, speak with them. And that's how you be able to, sway them into understanding that you don't want to be too dramatic because when you see those pictures you want to be able to say, hey, okay, you know what, I need to frame this up and not shy away from her special day. So conversation. And sometimes if they want to go for a natural look, especially with their eyes, you might want to pop the lip a little bit more so there's a balance. So, everything just works with just having a conversation with your bride, learning their personality and working with them from there.
See, there's so much, I can't say enough about actually hiring a professional makeup artist to do your makeup for that very special day. I'm convinced. I'm sold. And I think it's money well spent, personally. Okay, I have another question for you. Okay, so are there certain makeups? We know weddings can last for hours. And the wedding, the reception, the preparing for the wedding, all of the above. Is there a makeup that will last for let's put it this way, when you do makeup, a bride's makeup, do you want to know, well, how long is the wedding planned for? Because we know, I think you and I talked, and you were sharing with me that you're from Nigeria. Those are your roots. And we were talking about weddings as you were applying my makeup, and you were sharing with me that weddings in Nigeria can be a 3 or 4 day kind of event, and the bride wants to look glamorous for every single one of those days, I'm sure.
Yes. Okay, so there are two parts to that question. So the kind of makeup you need to make sure they last 24 hours. To be honest, in my opinion, it doesn't matter what brand you're using. What really matters actually is the application before you actually put on your foundation or anything. So we have brands of primers that have the 24 hours to 48 hours lasting on your face. So your brand of primer is very important. NYX has a really good one. NARS has really good primers. MAC has great primers as well. So you want to look into your primers because that's what's really going to lock in that makeup on your face. We do have long lasting foundations. I don't know if you're familiar with Rihanna's Fenty. She just came out with that line that caters to all different kinds of skin tones. So you want to make sure that the pre-priming that you do is essential first, and then you add your foundation for it to last long, especially in my country as well. It's really hot in Nigeria, and we want to make sure that as we're dancing, we're getting ready for our ceremonies or whatever, that makeup stays on your face. So the spray, the finishing spray that you put after is also very important as well. So products like that is what a bride might miss out if she goes out to the store and goes to go buy makeup thinking she just needs only a foundation. No, you need the setting base, you need the primer, you need the after spray, and one of my tricks is I actually keep spraying as I'm doing the makeup. That's what really locks it in there, making sure that it's staying there for a very long time. So those are some of the tips, but we also have bare minerals. Some people just don't have a lot of scars on their face. I was telling you that today. I was like, you're one of those people that you don't have a lot of blemishes on your face. Bare minerals, they have products that help you with either you have just flawless looking skin and you don't want to look too caked up. I love their products as well. So you can use some of their foundation and some of their powders. And if you want to go deep into wanting a full coverage, I love MAC. MAC has different ranges and different types of BB cream, CC creams, and different products that you can use to cover you up.
These are awesome. These tips are awesome, and these are things we take for granted.
Absolutely.
But makeup, as a makeup artist, it is an art.
It is.
It is an art.
It is.
And there's so much behind the scenes that as the average person is not the average woman who's preparing for her wedding doesn't realize.
She doesn't realize. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time. You are going to be on your feet for hours. You're going to be dancing. You're going to be meeting people. So you want to make sure that you're spending that time time and making sure that you're correcting a lot of things and blemishes on your face, and that's where a professional comes in to take that stress off of you. So that's why we're here.
I love all this information. It's really very helpful, and it's good information. And for that one special day, that day that is going to last in terms of memories forever, we want to look beautiful. We want to look glamorous. We want to look our best. Brides want to look their best. All right, so I have, we're going to kind of move along here, if it's okay with you. You're giving some really good tips and all of the above, and I'm so happy that you took the time to come and visit with us today. So why don't we talk a little bit about brides who have areas that they want to conceal, like maybe dark circles under their eyes or anything, oily skin. How could a professional makeup artist like yourself support a woman who has those type of issues?
Okay, so if you are a bride that has oily skin, I would advise using a matte foundation. Matte is more, it's a little bit drier, so you want to use that on your skin because your face is already producing the natural oils, and you use that and it helps balance you out. If you are a client that has you struggle with dry skin, your skin is always cracking, you want to go with the luminous foundation that has a little bit of it, a mixture of an oil base in there, and it helps you out balance both. And the trick to using both is having a setting powder afterwards. So you want to use that to still give you, because if you have oily skin, you still want to look kind of, matte at the end. So you can use your finishing powders for that. And now for somebody who has dark circles, we have what they call, the BB cream and the CC cream. I mentioned that earlier. It's like a color correcting. So you put that over your face, your eyes, and all that, and then you can now. Some of them actually now they're putting it into their foundations. So instead of buying the CC cream and a foundation, you can just pay attention to your products and make sure that it has that. I know CoverGirl has some BB creams that are really good. MAC has them too as well. So you want to make sure that you pay attention if that's something that you struggle with, or you can buy them separately. Put the cream over your face first, put your foundation over it, and just kind of layer it.
Why go through all of that when they can just pick up the phone and
hire me?
Exactly. Someone who already knows.
Exactly.
So we're gonna ask one last question of you. Are there any tips? We're at the end of our interview right now. Is there anything you'd like to share that we haven't discussed?
Tips.
Anything? Just one last word you want to say? You want to say to the brides, anyone preparing for their wedding and looking at makeup? Anything you want? Last final words?
Okay, well, for a tip, I would say number one, make sure that if you do find a good makeup artist, or if you do decide that you want to hire somebody, that you stick to the makeup artist that really knows your face and has already grown to. It's just like going to a hairdresser to get your hair done.
Exactly.
You want to stick with them so they continue to grow with you. Another tip for your wedding day, if you're just say you're done with your makeup artist has left, it's always good to carry some blotting paper with you. You can stick that under your dress if you need to, because if you cry or your face is just really oily and your makeup artist is not accessible, you can pull that right out and dab it on your face without having to really clean off your foundation and all that. Sometimes tissues, it wipes off your face, but the blotting paper, it's a little bit lighter. It's a little bit lighter. It takes some shine from your face. It's a good tip to have. So I'm always here. You guys can reach out to me on my Instagram.
Yes, go ahead and give your information again.
My
please.
Instagram actually is on Instagram. Just type in @PB Style. That's PBEE. I like the insect B. STYLE_makeup. PB Style Makeup Artistry. My name is Blessing. You'll be able to find me on there. I'm on Facebook as well.
Blessing.
Yeah, no S at the end. I always get that blessings at the end. I like the extra blessings, but no. You can find me on Facebook as well. PB Style, still same _makeup. Also, I have a booking website where you can actually go and see reviews and book my see my prices. That will be www.styleseat.com/PB Style Makeup Artistry. So you can find me there as well.
Great.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for coming today and sharing all that wonderful information.
I'm glad. Thank you.
No, I'm excited. I'm excited because we want the brides to look beautiful on their day that's going to last a lifetime in terms of memories. So thank you again so much.
Thank you for having me.
All right. I'm hoping this video was helpful. If so, like and subscribe. Check out the elegant jewelry and accessories for your wedding at my website, bridesjewelryshop.com. If you have any questions or any suggestions or any comments, I'd love to hear from you. For your chance to win one of my beautifully and personally designed wedding journals, simply comment below with your wedding date. I'm wishing you endless love. Bye-bye for now.